Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of God Built This Podcast. I'm your host, Maxine, and we're on episode 93. You already know the way that I'm starting off right the fuck now. PT, where does one begin? Huh? Tell me the beginning of one. Please, because let's start here. You know, the saying of it's better to love and lost than to not love at all. And as profound as that is, it is bullshit. It is pure trash. I don't think one is better than the other. I'm not going to say that I would have rather not loved at all. I just say that the pain of loss after love, after choosing to love someone, after choosing to be vulnerable and allowing yourself to get there with somebody and losing that nigga, huh? And losing that situation and losing what could have been, losing the blooming effects of that. I don't know if that's better. I don't think it's better to love than lost than not love at all. I think that's bullshit. Yeah, I think that's just an excuse for that toxic nigga to go ahead and, give you some type of fake ass solace, fake ass peace for you to feel like, I guess what we had wasn't all that bad. Look, I know I said toxic. I don't usually use that word to describe church bae, and I'm not gonna use that word. Maybe not yet. But I am speaking about that nigga. I think it's over. I think it's over. I think it's finito. I think it's done. And I'm not really sure if things could get back to where I thought they were. I think, and I'll get to it. You're probably like, wait, what? It was just last episode. It really, why this podcast is literally the best podcast? I'm going to go out and say that on a limb, because I have faith in my podcast. I love my baby. I put work. The thing is with my podcast, I am literally giving y'all daily updates or weekly updates. I'm giving you the daily updates within that week. I am keeping you in the loop. There is literally no holds bars. I am making you aware of what the fuck is going on. If you could see my background here, if you're watching it as a patron, you'll see that the background's different, right? And I'll give you an update about that. But I what I love about my podcast is I keep things all the way real, maybe to my detriment, but I feel like I don't think it's to my detriment because I don't see it any other way. I don't see how one could be not real. Like, I don't see how we could just live life and not talk about what we go through. I don't see how we could just bottle it up and just figure it out on our own. I need to talk about it. Like, I feel better doing so. I go to sleep well, knowing that I express myself in some way or another, whether it's through writing or talking, whether it's talking to God, talking to myself, whether it's talking to friends, to family. I need expression. I need to let it out. And so it was literally just a week ago. Things were all good, right? And I think right now, I know right now, being that it's literally, everything literally ended just yesterday. Okay. And I mean, it's not all the way ended. There's still a conversation that needs to be had, and it may or it may not happen today. And I'm saying that because it's really up to him to finally fucking call, right? Just last week, I expressed my frustration, needless to say, when me and him would have conversations and suddenly he'll just disappear. Like, I'm sorry. I want to know if you died. Huh? I want to know if did you pass away? Was there a boating accident? Are you on a plane? What is the explanation for your disappearance? Huh? Why is it that when the weekend hits, you are a motherfucking ghost? Huh? And I'm having all these notifications. Sorry, y'all, because I'm literally logging off. I just finished teaching my last virtual class for today. Just finished wrapping up my last virtual meeting for today. And I was ready to get on and hop on this because feelings are hot. Feelings were hot last night and they were hot this morning. And I've since calmed down, but I'm gonna wake up those feelings just so I could get this out. Okay. Just last week, just literally just last episode, literally a week. Okay. I upload episodes weekly every Tuesday. Tune in, make sure you are subscribed. I appreciate all my subscribers. I just posted an episode last week, huh? Talking about you make me better. You know what? Let me add to that. You make me feel foolish. You make me feel embarrassed. You make me feel like a damn fool for even thinking, you know what? This is a good situation for me to go ahead and be vulnerable in. And I'm gonna get to it. We're like, damn bitch, what happened? What happened? I just gotta hype y'all up. I gotta hype y'all niggas up because I was so upset. I've calmed down for sure. I'm better. I'm definitely better. And praise be to God, because God created me the way he did for a reason. Is for me to be able to bounce back. I am resilient than a motherfucker. I could be hurt, right? Honestly, so I could be upset and heartbroken in a moment. And then God gives me the wisdom, the courage, the reminders of who the fuck I am, right? He reminds me and literally in that sentence, saying the fuck, who the fuck I am. He allows people in my life to remind me that. I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine who reminded me who the fuck I am, who reminded me that I am that bitch. Because in that moment, I was thinking like, I'm just like, this is a joke. Like, my dating life is a joke. Pretty much, I'm a joke. This is never going to happen for me. I'm never going to find that love that I desire and want for my life. And I'm never gonna, like, I was just speaking so much negativity. And they say your words are spells, right? Spelling. The conspiracy spiritualist people out there. And I understand what they say when they say that, because they break down the word spelling and their spell obviously in that, and they relate it to what they're saying, that our words give spells. If we speak life, then that spell will be a good spell into our life. If we speak negative, if we speak death upon ourselves and our loved ones, then the same will happen. So, and I agree. If you look in the Bible, it talks about that. It doesn't say spell and spelling. But it does say there's power, there's life and death in the power of the tongue, right? So I agree with all of that. But look, what if it's a duck? Then it's gonna be a duck. Then it's gonna quack, right? If I consistently meet niggas here's a story for me, because it's literally the pattern. And I don't want to keep on speaking on it because I don't want it to be a continued pattern in my life moving forward. But let me just talk about the pattern. Okay, look, spell gods, please be aware, I'm not trying to speak the spell over my life. I'm just talking about the pattern of things. The pattern is, I like guy, guy likes me. It could be an interchangeable order. Either or, both of us like each other. It's a mutual thing, okay? We're kicking it. We're cool. This is great. Oh my gosh. And then, we're taking it a step further. It's more than just a casual like, it's more than just a casual flirtation. It's a honest to God, I really like this nigga. It's a honest to God, I really like this girl, and I really like this man. You really are aware of your feelings for said person. So then feelings begin to deepen, right? Feelings begin to strengthen, feelings begin to just get stronger. And then there is this cosmic energy that aligns with both of you, right? You are feeling so connected to the person. You feel like, oh, I just can't wait to hear from him today and tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I didn't hear from him. Oh, when is he gonna text me? You look forward to their calls, to their texts. You look forward to it. And if it doesn't happen quick enough, you feel like you're not breathing right? You're at that brink, and it's going so well that you know what? You're giving yourself permission to love again. You're giving yourself permission to feel and to be present in love and like in your feelings in this relationship. And it's beautiful. It's blossoming because this is what they talk about. This is what they talk about, right? This is the love that niggas talk about on TV, huh? This is the love that we see on Instagram, the relationship goals. This is the love that we see when we look at those Instagram pictures of me, somebody's son. Here's what I need from somebody's son. I need somebody's son to stick the fuck around. I need somebody's son to not just like me, to not just, make me feel good and giddy. I want you to still be here. I want this to be more than a 6-month thing. I want this to be more than a year thing. I want this to be long lasting. What does that look like, huh? What does that mean? I'm so sick of momentous love situations. I'm really so sick of it. And I just don't understand why that is consistently my pattern in these dating experiences that I embark upon. Every time I meet a nigga, it's like, oh, he about to be gone in 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 hours. It's a 3-hour time limit with these niggas. Huh? I'm so tired of not feeling like I could exhale. It's literally the movie, Waiting to Exhale. I'm still waiting. A bitch is still holding her breath. And then as soon as I think, oh, this is the time I could actually breathe. Oh my gosh, I could let my head come up from the water. Yes, I could breathe through my nose and my mouth. It's not just a one or the other thing. No. This is a whole thing I could really exhale in. Nah, bitch, close those nostrils, close that mouth, because you still gonna have to hold into the breath that you have within yourself, because this is yet another momentous situation. I I think it's just, I'm just at a loss, because it's like, bitch, you should have known better type of thing. Like, bitch, everything just always lasts momentously for you. Why did you even think that this was gonna be longer? I don't know. Hope. I don't know. Wishful thinking. I don't know. Prayer. What else do I need to have for me to feel rest assured? And look, I'm hurt. I know it doesn't sound like it, but when this was happening last night, I couldn't just get on the mic and I could have, but I had some things to do with my job. I had to finish up some lesson plans and, get that in order for my class, because, that is priority. But I needed a moment to feel. And I'm so glad that I did have that moment and I allowed myself to feel, so I could do my best to describe that. I'm just not as fresh into it as I was. But last night I was crying. I was devastated. I felt a shift. Let's just say that I felt a shift. And like I said many times, I am clairsentient. I could read the fucking room. I could read you, and not in the shady way. I'm talking about, I could read your energy through text. it's really a God-given gift, and it's kind of a curse in a way. I would say that because as much as I want to just be in the moment and just go with the flow and just feel and just go with it and be flowing, right? I know this nigga's not going to be with me tomorrow. I know that this is not going to last longer than 3 more days, right? I know this is not going to go further. So why? I can't fake it. I'm not a fake person. I can't fake the funk. Once I realize that, once your energy shifts, and I realize, okay, something's different. Oh, here we go. Here's that shift. And then sometimes I would try to talk myself out of it. I would try to say, you know what? I'm jumping into conclusions. I'm being dramatic. I'm always right. And I know they say that a lot of, women always think they're always right. I'm gonna say it again in case you didn't hear me in the back. I am always right. When I feel what it is, it typically is that. And maybe there's a 1% chance when I got it wrong. Whoop. Nah, that 99% is always present. And Church Bay is a part of that 99%. Okay, now let's get into what the fuck happened. What are you talking about? What? It's 15 minutes in. What? Okay, so let me give y'all some context. Just from the last episode, I talked about how first I painted it like, I realized that I'm operating from a space of fear, from a space of abandonment. And yes, I do recognize that I am still working out, my abandonment issues. I am still being cognizant of that and not trying to operate from those lens anymore and be conscious of it. And I could also say that even so, I know when you're acting different. I know when the energy is not the same anymore. I know when you're not liking me as much as you were in the beginning to now. So, I was telling y'all last episode, I was like, I don't like how when the weekend hits, he's just MIA. Like, this nigga's ghost. And initially he explained it to me how, as a musician and for someone who he loves what he does, and he takes on different projects, he takes on different roles and different services. People will ask him to play this plays, that plays, and he'll play for different church services, and he's very active in the community doing that. And so when it is the weekend, he is either coming from a rehearsal, going to a service, going back and forth and doing the same thing over and over again. And it's not common for me to run into him when he's really free to have a long, very flowing conversation on the weekend. It's typically just through text, and it'll just be enough, but the text will just be more of our only source of contact. Okay, fine, cool. Then I'm just like, yeah, but so I'm thinking now, like, okay, and so what? I'm busy too. And you may think, are you, bitch? Here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people, they don't have their multitasking skills on lock. People don't know how to multitask. People don't know how to do things more, do things all at once. I'm not saying I do 3, 4, 5 things at once, but know how to multitask your fucking time, considering especially that we don't live near each other. I can't just hop in my car and meet you at the spot and just spend time with you there. No. We need to rely on our communication. We need to rely on our calls, our texts, and consistently at that. And when you are not doing that, it's like, okay, I don't know how to reach you. And then when I do reach you, so y'all, it's a lot. So when I do reach you, your phone is dead. I'm sorry. You don't charge your phone? Nobody around you has an iPhone available? Okay, that's weird. But okay. Some niggas don't come prepared. I always come prepared. I always have a little baggie in my purse that includes my charger, my charger cord, all of that. I always typically charge my phone in the car. My phone is charging at the house if it's dying. I'm always on the shit, okay? And for him, it's not as a priority as it should be, as it needs to be. But okay, let me just let that go. So sometimes when I have called previously, I will call, phone goes straight to voicemail, and I'm over here like, first of all, I don't hear from you all day. And then when I finally relent and be like, let me just fucking hit him up, even though I want him to hit me up first because he needs to go ahead and do what he said he was going to do, be more communicative and hold me over certain priorities. I relent because I realize when I like somebody, I really like you. And I don't hold back my feelings. I'm maybe the aggressor, if you want to say that, but either way, I'm very transparent. I'm very forward. And I love that about myself. So, so I would call right after like 10, 16, it's not 16, but like 9+ hours of not hearing from him at all, just for the call to go straight to voicemail. I'm sorry, am I blocked? Did you block my number? At this point, I'm thinking the worst, right? I'm thinking, he was driving while he was texting and he got into an accident, God forbid. His phone slipped off his hand and it fell down the sewer system. Like, I'm that girl. I'm a thinker to the death of me, okay? So I'm thinking all those things like, okay, maybe something happened. Or maybe he blocked me. Like, maybe he's just annoyed with me calling him so much, he's just blocking me until he's free to call me back and respond. So I'm just annoyed. Then he finally hits me up hours later or the early next morning talking about his phone was dead. I'm sorry, I'm just not getting all these calls and texts. And it's like, okay, yeah, but when you wake up in the morning, why are you waking up at 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon? And then you hit me up afterwards. Like, why aren't you awake before? It's just like little things that just really would piss me off. But then it's more than the girl, he's just busy, he got things going on. And look, I don't want a bum, right? I don't want someone who doesn't have anything going on. I remember earlier on, months ago, when we first started talking, he was super available. And I like that attention, but then I did eventually got annoyed with it because I felt like, okay, does he have shit to do? Like, why is he always on my job? Why he always continue the conversation? Can we just pause right here? So that did make me feel annoyed. But now I feel like, as much as I love that you have your own stuff going on and you are this person who's passionate about your projects, I love that shit. That shit turns me on. Like, that's actually an attractive thing for me. But I feel like at the same time, you could do both. You could do two. Get you a girl that does both, right? You could do both of that. It's really no excuse. So it's more than just a girl, he's just busy. It's not a big deal. You don't want to bum, right? It's the effort, it's the callousness that you have to not even care to hit me up, and it's been 10+ hours in the day. So you meaning to tell me you woke up? This is what happened. You woke up. You scratch yourself, right? Because that's what people do sometimes, right? They wake up, such niggas. They scratch their balls. You woke up, scratched yourself. You didn't think about me, and you didn't think about me enough to hit me up. X on your part. You got up from your bed. You went to the bathroom. You took a shit. You pissed. You didn't think about me still? No? Okay. X on your part. You brushed your teeth. You washed your face. You went in the shower. You got yourself you got up for the day, right? You still didn't hit me up. Like, you know how sometimes people don't want to talk until they get their selves together, until they take a shower, until they put makeup on, right? So you did all of that, right? Except the makeup part. You did all of that and you still didn't hit me up? Oh, okay. So you went to work. The downtime, because we all have downtime at work. Some may have more than others, but I'm sure you go to the bathroom at work, right? You have bathroom break, you have lunch. You still didn't think about me to text me? Okay. All right, so maybe it was a long day at work. All right, super long day. You want to be focused. You didn't want to get distracted. Your phone's probably put away. You probably can't use your phone. Okay, I know when you get off, nigga. I know when the fuck you get off. You get off, and you still didn't think about me. Okay. So you get home. Oh no, before you get home, because it's probably a long drive, it's traffic, right? You run to a fast food restaurant, you in the drive-thru, you're waiting in the drive-thru at McDonald's. I know this nigga loves McDonald's, huh? He's waiting at the drive-thru at McDonald's, and you're on your phone, because niggas are on their phone. I'm on my phone at the drive-thru. You still didn't think about me? Oh, okay. So you get your food. Not even you get your food. You pay, you go through the first window, you pay, then you gotta wait because the person in front of you still not done yet. You still didn't think about me. Oh, okay. You pick up the food. You're digging in the bag because those fries are nice and hot. You want to get some. You want to go ahead and eat it early before you get to your spot, your destination. You still didn't think about me. And I'm not saying you got to text and drive, but bitch, you could call, right? You could call me, right? Okay. You still didn't think about me. And that's all that goes in my head. Because it's one thing to let an hour or two, maybe even 3 or 4 hours go by. Cool. Long day, time gets the best of us. When you're busy, when you're having fun in the day, you don't realize how much time goes by quickly, right? 10 hours go by and you don't hit me up? Not even a good morning. It's one thing to hit me up and not hear from you, through like in the middle of the day, right? But the first thing you do in the morning, nigga, you could send me a good morning text, huh? You could send me a midday text talking about, I hope your day's going well, huh? You could do that? No? Okay. So you still didn't think about me. And it's one thing to think about me. Let me add to that, because it's one thing to think about me, because I hate when niggas be like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. And then I just happen to be the one hitting them up first, right? Because I've come across niggas who say that, I'll hit them up. I've hit him up before, Church Bay, and he's like, yo, I was literally just about to text you. You wasn't quick enough. Do it faster. Beat me to the punch. Why are you just thinking about me? Huh? Just do about me. How about you do some action? Don't think about me. You know how niggas be like, prayers out. My thoughts and prayers go out to this family. No. I don't want it. Thank you. Actually, no, thank you. That's nice. Let me be nice. That's a nice gesture. I appreciate that. It's not even a gesture. It's an actionless thing to do. You're talking to yourself. You're thinking to yourself. It's an actionless thing to do. But to not then match that with action, I don't want to hear I miss you and you don't come over here and meet up with me. Huh? I don't want to hear I miss you and, oh man, I miss you every day, but you haven't checked the next fucking flight to come down to Houston to see me, nigga. Huh? You haven't done that, yet you miss me? You miss who? I think there's this fantasy, this illusion that we find ourselves in when we're talking through text only. Like, this is a virtual world. Like, I know he's real. It's not a catfish, but there's this virtual world that we find ourselves in that we don't care too much to make it a physical reality. Instead, we're comfortable with this texting. We're comfortable with the calling. We're comfortable with the FaceTime, but we're not comfortable to actually pushing it to the next level. So you still didn't think about me, because that's not enough to me. You can't just think about me. You can't just think about me and that's it. Okay, well, she beat me to the punch. I was just about to text you. Shut the fuck up. I was just about to text you. Shut up. Don't do that anymore. Anyway, so I'm just about to text me. Okay, you just about to text me, right? I was just about to text you. So so inconsistent communication has been more of a norm, and I was tired feeling like I have to keep on repeating myself to you. I've said and I've used my words before. My toxic trait has been I wouldn't even bother to communicate. I would just be out, or I'll just communicate one time and be out if you do that shit again, right? And now I've realized, people are humans, right? We have flaws. We fuck up. We don't just fuck up one time. We fuck up multiple times. And so you need to be willing to give that communication. You need to be willing to say that and hold people accountable. So when he texted me, I talked about it in the last episode. I said how he was so good with his words. And I told him about that. I was like, look, you're so good with your words, but I'm realizing that the action that needs to align with it is not present. You're not showing me that you actually mean what you say. Instead, you're just showing me that you know how to use your words, nigga. Okay, cool. I like it. I like your vernacular. But let me like your actions, right? You said that you was gonna put me over certain priorities. You said that you realized that I get the short end of the stick. You realize that our quality time is not accosted for anymore because you are not putting any energy into me, into us anymore. Okay, so now let's do better, right? Let's do better. So inconsistent communication. I've had this conversation numerous times with him. Okay. I don't know how else. Do I need to say in Mandarin? Do I need to learn a new language to say it to him? Which one is it? Because what the fuck don't you understand? Because the last time we talked about it, you clearly got it. You held yourself accountable. I didn't even mention, hey, you didn't FaceTime me like you promised you would. No. You hit me up the following day, and not even too late in the day. You hit me up midday and was like, look, I recognize that this is a flaw of mine. I'll do better, but like it was perfect. So I'm like, okay, great. We reached an understanding. I didn't have to pull teeth for this. This is great. Oh yes, I'm so happy. But you're doing it again. So now at this point, I'm not considering your priorities anymore as an excuse. I'm not considering your personal projects and your passion projects as an excuse because you're not thinking about me. Yes, you have to think about me. Yes, you could do both. You could complete this note for your musical project and text me, good morning, how's your day going? I missed you. You look lovely in that picture. You could let me know that you're thinking about me and you're doing something to match that. Okay. This past weekend, Saturday, I didn't hear goddamn thing from that nigga. Okay? I didn't hear one word from him. And I told myself, I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to call him. I'm not going to FaceTime him. I'm going to sit the fuck back. Okay? So I said that. And I followed through with that. I committed myself to that. I don't know how I did, but glory be to God. Okay? I didn't hear from him at all Saturday, this past Saturday. This is in live time, y'all. So I'm bringing y'all through the live time frame. Okay? I didn't hear from him at all this past Saturday. I'm like, okay, let me give him that pass. Let me give him that excuse. He's doing his projects. He's playing, he's playing these instruments and I don't give a fuck anymore. Okay. Sunday comes. Sunday morning comes. Sunday afternoon comes. Sunday evening comes. It's motherfucking 9 p.m. and it's 9 o'clock here in Houston. In Boston, it's an hour ahead. So you mean to tell me it's 10 o'clock and I didn't hear a goddamn thing from you at all? Oh, please tell me when is it okay to go ahead and get in my car and drive how many hours is it from Houston to Boston? 16 plus hours to Boston. Go to your house that you live with your family and burn that shit down. Tell me when that's okay. Do I do it now or tomorrow? Or you know what? Let me go ahead and get on the next red eye and do that. Your whole family's gonna have to suffer because of your actions. Yeah, that's the tweet. That's it. That's the solution. I mean, what else y'all got? Is there something else I need to say? No, because you are going. It's almost 48 hours, nigga. I didn't hear a goddamn thing from your black ass. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go the fuck off because ding, 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 ding. You know how you suppress your crazy for a little bit, right? You're like, you know what? Let me be calm. I don't want to be that crazy black girl. I don't want to be that crazy girlfriend. You know, that crazy ex. Niggas always like to say, yeah, well, my ex was crazy. No. You didn't think about her. You didn't consider her. That's why she's acting like this. It's not just she just woke up this morning and was like, nigga, I'm just gonna ruin your life. No. You are consistently doing a pattern of behavior that she has persistently said she does not like. I understand Left Eye. I'll burn that house too, motherfucker. I understand Jasmine Sullivan. Kia Carr. I understand because these niggas are pissing me off. Why is it that you... Okay, we gotta go timeline. Okay, Sunday comes. Didn't hear from him. It's 9 o'clock here, but it's 10 o'clock there. And when I always remind myself it's an hour ahead in Boston, I'm even more pissed. I'm like, hold on. So it's nighttime. It's dark in Boston right now, right? Because here in Houston, you know, the sun goes down afterwards, right? We're clearly an hour behind. So you mean to tell me a whole day has gone, the sun has come up, it has gone down, the moon has now made an appearance, and it is now dark. And you still didn't think about me? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go fucking crazy. Okay, I'm gonna jump through your window and look, God, you are good, and your mercy endureth forever. I gotta calm myself down. So I'm like, okay, I'll just call him. No. Here's what I do because I'm a crazy bitch. I would *67 a nigga that I like really badly, just to see. Let me just check if he's alive, right? Let me just check if he's there. Let me just check if his phone is up, right? Maybe his phone is not working. I don't know. I'm giving myself every plausible reason. So I *67 him first. And for those who don't know what *67 is, it's just a way to privatize your number, so the person on the other end receiving the call don't know that it's you. Instead, they receive a private number or an unknown number. Either way, your contact is disguised. So this has always been a thing of mine before 617 was an area code that we had to use in Boston, right? We just anyway. So okay. So I go ahead and call him. I start *67 him. Phone's just ringing. No answer. I go ahead and call him again, doing the same thing. I give some time afterwards. I probably gave him like 45 minutes, maybe. Maybe I distracted myself a little bit. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call this nigga as Maxine Morency, so he sees what the fuck is going on. Okay. I call him. It's ringing. It finally answers, but I don't hear him saying hello. He's not saying hello. Instead, he must have accidentally picked up, or maybe someone had his phone. And picked up the phone for him. Either way, it was picked up. I heard background noise. I heard people in the background. So I'm hearing multiple people. I'm not hearing his voice. And I'm quiet because I'm going to wait. I'm going to give it like 10 seconds until he said, oh, hello. Hey, Max. Or hey, No. Instead, you know what I heard? A click, nigga. I heard a click. Not a clit. I said it correctly. I heard a click. As in the phone hung up. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm about to drive somebody's trailer to Boston and burn this nigga's house and church down that he's always at, supposedly. Okay. So I'm calling. Eventually, the rings that I was hearing initially were no longer. Guess what I'm hearing now? Straight voicemail, nigga. I'm like, oh, did his phone suddenly die? Yet it got picked up just a moment ago. Maybe it suddenly died. I'm calling again just to ensure that it's the same thing. Straight to voicemail. So I'm looking that up like, what happens if you call an iPhone and it goes straight to voicemail? It's either the person had it on D&D, they could have blocked you, or the phone could have been dead. So I'm pissed. Regardless of whatever the outcome is, I'm pissed. I'm feeling even heavier now that something's different. Things have changed. I don't know why, but things are different now. Like it's over. Like something is up just based off of those actions, and in addition to the previous consistent times when he hasn't been the most communicative. Okay, so I'm like, all right, let me just calm down. I'm just gonna stop calling. I'm talking to my friend. She's like, like first she's trying to like stop me from jumping off the ledge. Like not literally, but I'm really pissed. And I'm like, I'm just close about cussing him out, texting him, cussing him out, all that stuff. Okay, I finally get a text from this nigga talking about y'all. No. Before I got a text from him, before I called him actually, I texted him, what's going on? Because, like I said earlier, it was nighttime. I didn't hear from you Saturday. I didn't hear from you at all Sunday. And it's now Sunday late into the night. And still not a lick of anything. Not even a hey, how's it? Like nothing. So I'm like, something's up. What's going on? Like, what's going on? No response. I think I called him after that text. And then I said, it might sound juvenile, but that's how I felt. I was like, okay, do you not like me anymore? Like, literally, I said that. So I was like, do you not like me anymore? Because that's what I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm perceiving things. I'm trying to, even my friends say, like, trying to jump into conclusions. Sometimes we, put ourselves in these, in these thinking negative wars, all these things. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Maybe I am. I'm always right. Can I just say that? That should be on a t-shirt. I'm always right. So then he finally texts me. I honestly don't remember what time he texted me at, like the time difference, but he finally texted me. Okay. He says, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't want to get your anxiety any higher if it's high. I'm not home yet though, but I'll text you when I'm home. So I'm thinking, okay, sometimes he does that, when he's not home yet, he doesn't, like, I don't know. Sometimes he just likes to wait till he gets home to his room and then, we'll text, we'll have a conversation, blah, blah, blah. But there's been many times when we've had conversations while he's been driving. So I'm thinking, okay, well, if you don't want to text me while driving, cool. So you could FaceTime me then. We FaceTimed many times before while you were driving. We've talked on the phone many times before while you were driving. So nigga, what's the excuse? And he didn't say anything about his phone being dead. Huh? He didn't say anything about his phone dying of battery. He didn't say anything about that. So then explain to me why I called you. Initially it rang, then it went to voicemail. Explain to me why I called you. Initially it rang, and then I did hear someone pick up the phone. I just heard multiple voices. I don't know if it was a bitch. I don't know. I wasn't thinking like that. And then when I called again as myself, undisguised, I'm still not getting any response because you know why? Phone is straight to voicemail. So I'm like, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good about it. My heart is being pounding. My foot is tapping. I'm about to take off these braids in one pull, y'all. I didn't give a fuck about Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight versus. I didn't care. Why isn't this nigga calling me back? Why haven't I heard from you in almost 48 hours? Did you die? You must have been dead. Tell me you got resurrected, because that's literally the only excuse for me to accept. Okay, cool. I responded, I said his name, and I said, I'm not feeling confident about this because I'm being vulnerable. I'm trying to be vulnerable. I'm trying to not cuss him out yet because let me be vulnerable first. Let me be gentle yet still transparent about my feelings. I'm trying to practice that, right? So I say, I'm not feeling confident about this. You didn't answer my question, which remember the question is, do you not like me anymore? And I said, and I did ask the question of what's going on, but he didn't really answer the what's going on either. I guess he kind of answered it by saying he's not home and he'll text me when he gets home. But he didn't answer the second question of do you not like me anymore? So I said, you didn't answer my question and I don't know what to think or believe anymore when it comes to us. And I said that because you're so quick to give me these words, these words that you understand where I'm coming from, that you'll make an effort to put me over, not even make an effort, that you will put me over certain priorities, that you don't want to cheat me anymore from quality time, and you don't want to give me the short end of the stick. Okay, cool. So let's actually see that. Let's see the fruit of that. All right. So he finally responds. He says, hey, love. So I got home like 5 minutes ago. So why didn't you hit me up 5 minutes ago? But let me chill. You wasn't thinking about me. Sorry. And I was going to answer your question. I'm upfront with you. And it's not that I don't necessarily like you anymore. Huh? Why are you answering shit like that? What the fuck are you talking about? I wanted to sit back and assess and see, is this a path that's not only good for myself, but also good for us? Nigga, what the fuck? I'm throwing every device in my face at this point because I don't know what the fuck happened. Okay. Anymore, but I can't say all of it now because it's late here. But I wrote, he had a typo, HLAC. I don't know. I wrote what I was thinking in my notes. I just gotta finish it and then tell you. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? So first you tell me you'll text me when you get home. You get home. You knew what time it was. It's 11 here, so it's 12 there. You knew what time it was. Oh, so you're going to continue to delay the conversation because why? You're a coward. Why? You a punk ass nigga. That's why. So you're going to delay it because it's uncomfortable, right? I keep on hearing that men don't like to break it off with women. They instead like to give women the reason to finally break it off, right? They instead like to be the perpetrator, the one acting a fool until the girlfriend really just, I can't deal with this anymore, which is just a punk ass thing to do. But my thing is, what the fuck are you? First of all, why are you answering the question like, first you hey love me? I'm thinking, okay, good start, but the middle instantly got flaky because instead of saying it's not that I don't necessarily like you anymore, no, you should go ahead and say I do like you. Actually, I'm in love with you. Like I would have loved to have heard that instead. Instead, it's like, no, it's not I don't necessarily like you anymore. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you speaking like that? And then he has to assess and see, is this the path best for himself and for us? At this point, because I'm telling my friend this, I'm keeping her in the loop every step of the way. She's trying to calm me down, and she eventually helped me to calm down because at this point, I'm like, you tell me when should I say fuck you? You tell me when, because I'll say it right now. I'll say it through calligraphy. I'll say it through Mandarin. I'll say it in any capacity I need to say it in because nigga, fuck you, period. And I'll just block you and delete your number and then move the fuck on with my life. But I'm hurt. I was really hurt when I read this last night, and I was just so confused because you're giving me this little carrot you're dangling in my face. I'm trying to catch it, and then boom, you change your mind. Boom, you don't actually. Never mind. Never mind. I don't want to make you feel like you know what? Actually, it's too late. It's too late here. It's too late. And it's like, which one is it? Is it too late, or are you just afraid to have this conversation? Is it too late, or do you not have the balls to tell me what the fuck is going on? Please tell me what's going on. So I'm like, can we please just talk now? Get straight to the point. Like, I'm the type of person, yes, as much as it hurts to hear someone choosing to just let you go and give up on you and give up on what y'all were starting to build with, I would rather just know and go, right? I would just rather, because my anxiety, y'all, was on another level. I could not. I could not. So I'm like, okay. He never responded to that text. He never responded to the can we please just talk now? He knocked out. He went to sleep. He's choosing to not respond. I'm even more pissed. I'm talking to my friend. She's like, look, Max, I just basically saying, trying to jump into conclusions. I know it seems like, it could be what you're saying that, he switched up on you, but, don't respond impulsively. Don't say something that you might regret, just hear him out, or, just wait until he calls you and texts you first and blah, blah. And it's like, I've been waiting 48 hours. Please tell me when I could cuss him out. As soon as you tell me go, I'm going, right? So I'm pissed. Okay, cool. Today is the day I'm recording, and this morning he finally responds. What he said? He said he responded. He's like, mind you, he responded at 8:21. I think it's 8:21 here, and there's 9:21 there, or it could have been vice versa. So he says, I would have stayed up and talked, but I was way past the time I should have been asleep. Okay, so nigga, stop going out and coming back home super late. How about that? Don't leave me on a damn cliffhanger. It's just excuses. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a punk ass excuse. So I was like, okay, call me after work. He says, that's fine. Hope your day is going well also. Nigga, fuck you and your work. Fuck you and your work day, your personal day, your professional day. I don't fuck you in all the days that you have. Of course, I don't know. We haven't had the conversation yet. I don't know when the conversation is going to happen because considering how he likes to delay things, obviously, it feels like I'm just going to have to just wait and see. But I'm strongly feeling like he's detaching himself. He's putting himself back. And you may think, why? What's happening? Why all of a sudden? I don't know. Here's some things I do know from what I can remember from our last recent conversations. I remember one conversation we had recently. He told me how he found out his ex got married. I don't know why he decided to tell me that, but we have a friendship, so maybe he just wanted to share. So I'm like, okay. We were talking about that just for a little. He was saying how he remembered in that relationship with her, she wanted to get married right then and there, and he was not in the mindset. He was not interested in that, and she's actually a little bit, I think she's 2 years younger than me, so he's still like his older women, whatever. Okay, cool. So he just brought that up, and then the conversation was over. Like, we just moved on to a different point. Okay, so then we had a recent conversation about what he say. He's like, hey, can I ask you a question? Have you ever been in love? And then I told him about the time. I said, no, I haven't. I haven't been in love. I've never been in love. I haven't. And I said how, there was this time when I was close to feeling like that with a guy that I worked with a few years ago, and it felt so right. There was a strong connection. It was solid for a year, and at the end of that school year, literally the last day of school, we finally kissed and showed our emotions to each other, and he finally showed me his, like, I talked about this before, and suddenly the next day he just like, never mind, never mind, bitch, never mind. And that crushed me. And so I told him about that story. He was like surprised, and we were just having a conversation about that. And to see that now, it feels like he's essentially doing the same thing. Like all of a sudden, you're taking a step back. All of a sudden, you're assessing whether it's a good path for you. What the fuck are you? Is this Blue's Clues? What path are you? Is right or left? Are you at an intersection? What are you talking about? And I'm trying to think, like, did I say something for him to feel this way? You know, did I do something to provoke this? Have I been like too demanding, right? You know, sometimes with women we think that, like, oh man, I ask for too much. Oh man, I show too much of my jealous freak self. Oh man, I showed my crazy too early. Oh, like we think these things and we think, oh my god, just because of us. And I could not for the life of me, as self-reflective as I am, I could not for the life of me think what I could have done for him to suddenly want to step back and assess. Step back and assess what? So I'm like, and then I think when sometimes when niggas say that, it takes away the responsibility that they need to own up to in the reality of them choosing to not stick around anymore. And I I think what upsets me the most about it is because it's a consistent pattern that I have been dealing with since the dawn of time. I'm consistently meeting niggas who, like I said earlier, I like me back is in that interchangeable order. Feelings get deeper, and then boop, the rug that you were standing on is pulled, honey. It's not even being pulled. It's being obliterated. Is that the word? It's being destroyed. Okay, the stability that you thought you had, bitch, where's the stability? I'm sorry, you thought you was comfortable here? Oh, I'm gonna show you. Plot twist, nigga. You know when we found out, what's her name, Niecy Nash got married to a woman, even though she's been with a man. Her last two husbands were men, and then she just popped up with the Instagram profile with her marrying a woman. And her caption was plot twist with the rainbow emoji talking about love is love. Bitch, what? Can I get some context? Her family never knew that she ever rocked that way. And look, sometimes family don't need, family don't know. Family don't know. People act different with family and then, with their friends. I get that. But it was certainly a plot twist. And that's just what I'm saying here. It certainly is a plot twist. Just a few days ago, literally last week, I was sharing how he was understanding where I was coming from and he was making the commitment to be better and blah, blah, blah. And now to just suddenly go ghost on me. Like, honestly, I don't know when he would have hit me up on his own, y'all. Because had I really stuck to my guns and not hit him up on Sunday like I did on Saturday, I wouldn't have heard from him. I don't know when. Until when? Like, I don't know. Because we didn't talk on Saturday. Sunday, we didn't talk until I initiated the conversation. That really wasn't a conversation. Just kind of, here's what I'm kind of feeling, and I'll talk to you when I fully assess it. What the fuck are you writing down, journalist? So I think what I'm feeling right now, I think I had a walk earlier. I went on a walk earlier and I was feeling like, the devil is, and I don't want to make this like the devil is busy, right? That's not like a trope thing to say. But what I am going to say is sometimes when we think about the devil is busy, we only associate it with like big things, like big disappointing things in life, like, oh my gosh, I lost my job, the devil is busy. Oh my gosh, my marriage is falling apart, he asked for a divorce, the devil is busy, right? That's plausible, right? That's totally understandable. But we fail to realize how the devil is busy in the details. It's really the devil in the details. And so I was remembering, that statement. That's a statement people say. That's a phrase people say. The devil's in the details. And what I mean by that is he tries on my walk. I realize the devil is really trying to dwindle and rip away my hope, my sense of peace, but I specifically harped on hope. And I'm saying hope because you think of hope, that's the only thing that we hold on to that is so strong for us. It's intangible. There's no like proof per se, but we have hope that things will get better, right? We have hope that whatever circumstance that you're in right now, we all have our set of circumstances that is a struggle for us, that is frustrating for us, but yet we have hope that one day things will get better. One day you'll get that job of your dreams, because you know what? I have hope, and the hope is being shown because I'm working in this field. So eventually I hope and I know and I feel rest assured that I will network with the right people. I will work hard and I will promote in this field and I will get raises. And then boom, I'm in that said position that I wanted in my career. Yes, that hope has been fulfilled. Yes, hope is alive. Yes, we can. Obama. That's something that the devil tries to take away from you every time you're disappointed with the same disappointment. Okay. So I think about my dating life and I think about the hopelessness I have felt and that I thought was gone, right? That I thought was okay, it's away now that me and Church Bay are really doing it. And wow, he's inspiring me to be better. And he doesn't talk to me in condescending ways. Instead, he inspires me by just being himself. I look to my own actions and I say, you know what? I'm going to be better because you know what? He's that good. He's that good of a man. And that's really how I felt. And that's how I see him still to this day, because he has these amazing quality traits about himself. He has these amazing characteristics that I see. And I'm like, you know what? I love that about him. And you know what? I'm going to recognize my faults, my flaws, and I'm going to be better. I'm going to work on them. I'm going to be motivated to be better so I could be my better version, my best version of myself, and we could be even greater together. But that hope, when you have that hope and it's seemingly snatched away from you, right? When Church Bay sends me this cliffhanger ass text talking about, I need to step back and assess the path that I want to be on. All right, Donnell Jones. I'm about to say Donnell Rawlings. Isn't that the comedian? All right, Donnell Jones. Where the fuck do you want to be? Huh? Where the fuck do you want to be? Because I don't think I could do the whole waiting for someone to realize, hey, I actually do want to be with you. Then I think about like, damn, maybe I'm being not two-faced, but somewhat not as understanding as I could be, because as self-reflective as I am, I realize that I have broken up with him, right? Essentially, I've stopped communication for a little bit of time because I had this excuse and that excuse, and I've come back, and he, I don't know, waited, but he was always available for me. So now I feel like, damn, maybe this is my karma. Maybe this was supposed to happen. But I've been great since, and I don't think I'm deserving of this. And even so, I feel like this will be more acceptable as my karma if I was never accounted for my actions, if I never apologized for my past behavior with him. So I'm like, okay, you know what? No, I'm still not deserving of this. But getting back to the hope thing, I feel like with hope, that's really the only things that we can hold on to. We can't hold on to anything else. It's more of the intangible things. We can hold on to our peace. We could cultivate our peace. We could create boundaries around our peace. We could do the same for our hope. Hold your hope. And as quick as we are to say the devil is busy when it comes to big things like the loss of, a source of income, the loss of a marriage, the loss of a person in your life, a loved one, there is still a busyness that the devil does when it's the details. If you're walking around dead inside, feeling hopeless, what's the point? What's the point? And not to be suicidal, I'm not. But then I'm not. So please don't worry about that. But here's what I do think. I do think, like, you know what? What else? Like, what else? Like, if I can't get the love that I want for myself here in this dimension, in this lifetime, in this space, in this flesh that I'm in this spirit that I'm in, if I can't get it in this conditioning that I'm in right now, can I get it in a different way? Do I need to go ahead and just check out a different dimension and just see if I could get it there? Look, I'm not trying to be suicidal, but I just think about that. Like, I feel like, that ties with my hope, that ties with the emphasis that we need to hold on to our hope. It reminds us to be alive. It reminds us that we are human beings, that we are here on this earth and we have feelings and we have emotions and that we feel and that we walk around with those things. And if we don't feel those things, if we don't have hope, you don't have life. So I just encourage you all to think about the details that the devil may be busy in your life. Have you been feeling hopeless? Have you been feeling without peace, without joy? That is essential to us as human beings. We need those things. That's our birthright. And if we feel like that's missing from our life, that is very detrimental. So I had to talk myself into, as much as I am so reflective and I sometimes, speak negative in my life, I quickly checked that and I realized, no, I need hope. Yes, he pulled the rug from up under me all of a sudden, and yes, I'm on this cliffhanger, and yes, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster, and I feel like this is gonna always be the situation with my love life, with my situations in my dating. Yet I need to hold on to some slither of hope, no matter how thick or small or thin it is. I need to hold on to some hope because I cannot let the devil win. I think about love. I was thinking about a metaphor. I was like, I feel like I'm almost there. Like I'm in the marathon. I'm running in place. I've been sweating. I've been working hard. I took maybe a couple of water breaks and stopped and drank my water, but I've been running and oh my gosh, there goes that finish line. It's right there. Oh my gosh. And the finish line to me is like, wow, I found the man for me who makes me feel even more whole, who affirms me, who sees me, who values me, who receives me, who supports me, who encourages me. And I was seeing that in Church Bay. And I'm like, oh yes, we're about to get to the finish line. Oh my gosh, this is it. As soon as I'm about to cross, that damn line disappears. And suddenly I'm noticing the race is still going. And I'm like, hold on, that's 5 more miles. I only trained for 12 miles. You mean to tell me you added 5 more to make it 17? Oh no, fuck this shit. I gotta go. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to add more 5. I don't want to add any more miles to this. I'm tired. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of running in place. I'm tired of grasping on energy, grasping on the any type of anything to get me to the next step. I'm tired of that. So I want to give up. I want to go. It's not some suicidal shit, but it's like I just want to give up on love. I don't want to even consider this as an option for my life anymore. And so I'm trying to get out of that race. I'm trying to just walk out. Like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I see people are still running beside me, but I'm just going to stop running. I'm going to walk out of the race. I'm going to get into the side where the onlookers are, right? So I'm getting there, and then I'm being pushed back in by the onlookers telling me, don't give up, keep on going, don't give up, keep on. Like, this is literally a metaphor that I concocted in my mind, like God put in my head. And I'm not trying to listen to them. I'm like, bitch, if you don't get the fuck off me, I give up. I don't want this anymore. Never mind. Maybe love is not for me. Maybe someone who receives and loves and affirms and encourages all these things, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe there's just people out there who's just not supposed to get married, even if they really want to. Maybe that's just not the life that God has for me. Right? So I'm feeling, and that ties with the hope. There's this hopelessness there. And from what I could remember from that image that I concocted, that visual that I concocted in my mind, I couldn't give up. Like, I wanted to give up, but I couldn't give up. And I was just kind of stuck in the race. And so I'm adding more to it in my head now. And I'm just stuck in the race, and I'm not running as fast, but I'm in the race. I'm still there. And, brings me back to hope. With hope, sometimes your hope is super big, it's super strong, it's steady, it's going. And then sometimes it's literally a feather, and you're holding on to it for dear life, and yet it's still something. I still want to give up. I don't know. I just feel like, I still am going to be my best self, like, regardless of whatever happens between me and Church Bay or me and the next guy. I still will cultivate the life that I desire for myself. And I've been working on that ever since, this quarantine began. There's been more of a push for the collective to be better individuals, to work on their own shit, to work on their stuff. And I've been doing that. I've done my shadow work. I've been realizing the genesis of my behavior. I've been realizing why I do what I've done in past relationships. And I finally found a therapist, y'all. It finally happened. I've been on this journey of finding one, and it's been difficult because it's like I've reached out to therapists, but their schedule didn't work with mine. Or I've reached out to them, they didn't take my insurance, or they just wasn't comfortable in the field that I wanted them to be comfortable in for the specific points that I wanted to cover. I remember I was speaking to a therapist directly. I was like, hey, the thing, because she asked me, the therapist asked, what is it that you are looking for in therapy? And I said, I want to understand why I do some things in my relationships. Why are certain patterns in my relationships are persistent? And she was like, oh, I don't really do that. I don't really focus on. And I just feel like, huh? As basic as that statement is, I feel like every therapist should know what relationship patterns mean and how to, go deeper with that. I just didn't understand why she just couldn't give me oh girl, okay, got it. Let's book this time. It was just a lot. So I finally found a therapist. I haven't met with her yet, but it's booked. Thank God my job has a program, or like, just, it's a part of our benefits where the employees are accessing different resources, including therapy, and you get to have certain amount of therapy sessions with that therapist that is completely free. So there's no copay. Even if they did accept your insurance, there will be no copay for those limited times. And you get to see exactly if they do accept your if they do accept your insurance thereafter. But it was just, once I found out that was a available resource, I decided to, let me just go ahead and take upon this journey. They actually do the whole work for you. You call the number and they just find, okay, do you want your therapist to be a man or a woman? What are the areas that you want help in, advice and all that stuff? And she did all the work, and she gave me a list. I picked out just random names, and I finally found one that works well, was available, was receptive, called me back, right? I can't tell y'all how many times I called therapist offices and I've reached no one and nobody's called me back. Like, all right, what the fuck? But anyway, that just brings me back to being my best self. In spite of not being successful in this love department, I can still live a fruitful life. I know it's kind of hard to people say that all the time. I'm just working on me. I'm good. I'm just working on me. I'm not worried about dating. And I know that sounds cheesy. I know it sounds just like a thing to say when things don't go right. But I've been working on me while me and Church Bay were on good terms. And I am going to commit to that still, even after now that we're clearly seemingly so over. I don't really see how else this conversation will go. Like I don't see it as just a misunderstanding of words and he's like, no, I still want to be with you. I still want to make this work. I don't see how that could have been misinterpreted from what he said to me. And I know how I feel inside. This intuition of mine is a gift from God, and I just have to accept it for what it is. I think yes, I'm crushed, and I feel like it doesn't sound like it as much to y'all, but I'm the type of person, I feel my feelings in that moment, and then the next day, I'm good. Like, I mean, I'm still hurt. That doesn't mean I'm over you instantly. Eventually, I will be, but I'm good. Like, I'm not as anxious. I'm not even anxious right now anymore. I'm not sitting on pins and needles. I'm actually having dinner with a friend later on today, and I'm looking forward to that. Like, I'm not stressing about this. I felt like yesterday the reason behind my stress was this unknowing, this feeling of what is going on. I don't know what's happening. I need you to give me an answer. And not knowing the answer was the problem for me, was the point of my stress. So even though he didn't give me a clear answer, he still gave me an answer, right? Even though I got the answer before he even responded to me, because I instantly knew, I intuitively knew what it was. So yeah, I'm crushed. I am really hurt. Um, I've said before how I've never fallen in love. I never allowed myself to fall in love with previous partners. I've always kind of kept myself at a distance. I've always felt like, well, this guy is not really someone who I want to be with long term. There's not I never been with someone who made me feel like I want to be a better person. Like, I've never got that feeling from anybody. And to get that feeling from Church Bay, I felt like, wow, this is something I want to hold on to. And to get everything else from him, like just his strong character, was just something that I loved. So I was allowing myself to go there, and I could say I was falling in love with him. And if honestly, the last conversation that we had, I wanted to say I love you. I wanted to be like, hey, so I'm falling in love with you. Like, I wanted to make that clear. I wanted to be forward in that. And it was funny. There was a conversation that we had a few days ago. I was mad at him. I was feeling some type of way because he sent me the text of the whole, I understand, I recognize my flaws, I'm gonna put you above certain priorities, blah, blah, blah. So I'm feeling like, okay, great. And I responded. Y'all know what I responded. I said it in the last episode. And there was no response after. It was like, okay, you just said what you said and you just put your phone away. Like, we don't continue talking about even if we didn't want to continue the conversation about this, we could have just still had a conversation. Like, what? So it just made me still feel uncomfortable, because why are you still going MIA? Like, that's what I'm talking about. So that next day, I remember it was early in the morning. I still didn't hear from him. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he would have texted me last night, or, and I went to sleep and I missed the text. No. He never texted me that night after what I responded to him. And mind you, what my response to him was, I appreciate you saying that, and I'm happy that you're making this commitment. But I was affirming everything, and I was feeling good. I wasn't argumentative at all. And then the following day to not receive a text back and realize that, yeah, he didn't text me while I was sleeping. And then the morning comes, it's like 10 a.m. No, it's 9 a.m. here. So it's 10 a.m. there. And I still didn't hear from you. I'm calling. I think I called him once. The phone's not picking up. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's the same thing again. It was the weekend as well. So I'm like, what is going on? Oh, actually, it wasn't the weekend. I think it was the Monday that we had off recently. So we faced, so he called me immediately back. I guess he went to the bathroom, he said, and he just checked his phone. And it's like, okay, but check your phone before you go to the bathroom. But whatever. So he goes to the bathroom. Oh, and he comes back. So he FaceTimes me. I finally tell him, like, I don't like that. It feels like you're all talk. Like, you say these great words and you make me feel like, okay, you get it, yet your actions isn't aligning with that. And I said that to him very verbatim. And he just was, first he was quiet. He was receiving what I was saying. Then I'm like, okay, are you gonna fucking talk? What's going on? He's like, look, I do apologize, and I don't want to keep on saying the same thing over and over again. I recognize that, I was wrong. Like, it seemed that he was reflective. It seemed that he wanted me to understand that he gets it, and it wasn't dismissive at all. And then he finally ended, and he was like, can we just get back to loving? Like, can we just move on and get back to loving each other? No, get back to loving, something like that. He specifically said loving. And in that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, is he falling in love with me too? Oh my gosh. And of course, there's this trepidation that people feel, that we feel sometimes when we are falling for someone, feeling like, oh my gosh, does he love me back? Is he there? Is it just me? I don't want to say I love you. I don't want to say I'm in love with you and you don't feel the same about me. All of that pride, ego shit comes in the way of you just standing in your vulnerability. So maybe I should have said it then. I don't know, but I was feeling it more then. I was recognizing, oh my gosh, I am in that space of falling in love with him. And to now have this rug pulled up under me is just, it's a joke. Like, it's just really a joke. Honestly, just like, I feel like everything is just fucking bullshit. Like, I don't, I can't, it's just interesting because I could control anything else in my life. I can control the boundaries that I put up in my relationships, right? Like, in my relationship with family, with friends, right? I could determine what I want to talk about, what I don't want to talk about. I could determine how much I want to get paid. I could determine the life that I want to live, the house that I want to live in, everything else. And there's a level of privilege there, right? Because not everyone has seemingly a choice. Sometimes you got to just make do with what you have. But I realized I can control anything else in my life. But when it comes to love, it's literally, I have no hands, no feet, no control, no steering wheel, nothing in that. And I'm just stuck here feeling just hopeless. Like, okay. So I recognize that hope is something that we need to keep. We need to hold on to. No matter how thin, no matter how sliver of a section it is, of a thing or whatever, sliver of hope it is, you need to hold on to it. So I'm devastated. I didn't want to have this conversation through text. I would rather do it through the phone. Because sometimes through text, people misinterpret what you say. Your tone may be different than someone's interpretation of your tone. So I'll update y'all next episode. We'll talk. Me and him are supposed to seemingly talk after he gets off from work. It's currently 4:00 in the afternoon here. It's 5:00 there. I think he gets off around 5, unless he got called to stay at work later. Either or, I'm feeling like it's over. And maybe that's me putting a spell on it, a negative spell and all that stuff. But I'm just feeling like, okay, well, this was fun, right? This was fun. Then I think about, like, some people are put in your life I think everyone's put in your life for a reason. And no matter how short they may be in your life, or seemingly short they may be in your life, there was a purpose behind their space in your life. So I think about, just how I felt inspired to be better. And before him, I was still working on me. Before him, I was still making an effort to work on me. But while I was with him, I was feeling like I want to not react this way anymore. I want to be more patient like him. I want to exemplify the same traits that I love about him in myself even more. And yes, that's great. I guess I could take that away from it, but it just sucks. It does suck. And it feels like, okay, maybe it's just not for me. And it goes back to the hope. I know I can't talk about hope, but it just feels like, what's the point? Like, I don't, I don't know. I just, how you get excited when you meet someone new and you just think about like, oh, he texted me first, or oh, he asked me on a date. And it's like, all of that fun stuff in the beginning is so exciting. It's so fun. And then you get into the crux of it and then you realize, okay, he's going to leave again. Okay, this was fun. Another fun time, another short-lived moment. And here we go again. I'm just tired of the here we go again. I'm tired of things continuing to start up again. Instead, I want to just stay on this ride. Let me just stay on this ride. So yeah, I'm definitely hurt. I'm definitely sad about it. I'm feeling better. It literally just happened last night, and if you could add the day before of not hearing from him. But I'm feeling better. But yes, I'm still hurt. I'm trying my best to just remind myself that I still am worthy of the love that I desire. Sometimes when something ends, we feel like, okay, well, I guess this is not for me. Maybe I just don't deserve this type of love, but I still am. So I have to continue to remind myself that. And that's literally it, y'all. Like, it's a joke. Maybe I should just stop talking about shit like this because it literally is hilarious. Literally just last episode, I'm talking about he made me better. I feel like a fool. I feel embarrassed. I feel silly. Obviously not silly enough because I'm talking about it here, but I can't be any other way. I can't fake the funk. Sometimes people like to do that. They appear so happy in their relationships, always posting nice pictures, but in the home, can't stand each other. In the home, hardly see each other, hardly spend time with each other. I cannot. Just when I do get married, because I'm a claimant, when I do get married to someone who obviously is someone who I will want to marry, right? I want to just get married just to get married. But when I do get married, I'm gonna be the same way. I don't know how else to be. I don't. Obviously maybe I'll leave out some details, maybe, but it's content. It's content. Oh Lord, God is funny. I like to find humor, and he certainly does give me that sense of humor. So shout out to this being a comedy podcast. If you guys have not realized, this is definitely something that eases my spirit. Yeah, so I'm I'm still standing. Monica over here. But yeah, it's fuck that nigga to this day. Okay, bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of God Built This Podcast with your host, Maxine. Be sure to leave a review, give me 5 stars, and of course, subscribe. Also, follow God Built This Podcast on Instagram at God Built This Pod. God bless.